Welcome back. We are here to do the fire test. For those of you who are new, warm welcome. I'll wait for a few people to connect while I'm getting the cards ready. And then we will go on and do air signs. The next one after that will be twin flame update. So those of you who don't know, I'm a psychic medium at Yildiz Readings 5D. We're also going to update you on the Schumann resonance, which you really need to become quite aware of it, as well as keep updated, especially when you're having ascension symptoms. Because leading into the eclipse energy, I do feel, I won't say predict, I'll say feel, it's going to be quite high. Now, this is a week where it is going to be quite intense, especially with Pluto going direct. You need to be very mindful of that. There can be a lot of people triggered, a lot of people feeling quite out of sort, and I keep hearing the term tap out, a bit like what you're going to be connected in with is going to be very different versus you know, what you were previously connected to. So it's a lot of shifts, and definitely in a karmic sense it can be an energy where we do get to a point where we wish to really reassess what's going on. Now, the two new decks I have, which I have shown in the other videos, is this one here. And here's the imagery and price tag. Not to say that I sell it, but yes, and the power of love. Okay, so these are the two new decks. And I do channel this energy through the cards. They're a little bit like crystal balls, and they may become my favourite deck. But we're going to tune into the energy of what's coming through for fire signs. Now, I'm feeling like you guys are on mission mode. I'm also feeling you're definitely seeing where the imbalances are. And 5 is all about change, okay? Hello, everyone. Warm welcome. Any newbies in the house? Do we have any newbies in the house? I did try to come to you guys last night, which some of you, especially in Europe and America, you'll find your energy symptoms this evening are going to be pretty high. You might feel quite restless with the sleeping, okay? So on a fatigue level of 1 to 10, you're probably feeling about a 10, depending on how you're coping with the frequency. Now, the Schumann resonance at the moment is quite topsy-turvy. Now, the one thing I have noticed is they're noticing spikes occurring. For those of you who don't know, it's going to affect your light body experience. It'll take you potentially into your 12th house. So have a look at where your 12th house is and look at that zodiac sign. Especially with the way you're transforming, you're going to find different shifts happening in your life. Yeah, it's due to, it did reach, in some locations, they do predict it's going to get to 100. At the moment, I think, what did Giggle say it was this morning? Because we checked it this morning. Where did she say it was at? Bear with me. Okay, it's at 43. But one thing I have noticed with looking at it is that some locations, look, Earth frequency is around 7 to 14, okay? And you're going to feel quite grounded. So you'll find if you're really having a hard time sleeping, get to a point where you go outside. You're going to feel, then you'll feel quite grounded and quite tired. So there might be different locations in your home that you're feeling more rested. Pay attention to that because it's going to help you actually anchor your energy in. You'll have locations that you'll feel more neutral and more fatigued. So you can use crystal therapy to help with that. And definitely another thing you could try is magnetic therapy. Again, I'm not a doctor, but a mattress that has magnets in it can actually help, especially with your ascension symptoms and the Schumann resonance at the moment for those of you who are on an awakened path. Okay. But yeah, I'll get into that once I pull the cards. Let's just pull the cards. Now, the first energy that's coming through is you're wanting a lot of things to change in your life. Now, you've got, I'm not even going to pronounce them. You've got transformations, okay? So with the green energy, I feel this is in relation to the things you're passionate about, the things that you're liking. It's going to shift and change. A lot you're wanting to change, though. A lot you feel needs to have a shake-up. You're meditating upon what you feel those things are. Some of you, you know what the problems are, but you don't directly have a solution right now. You're also in a distortion sense. It can be that you're spinning in circles, you're going in circles, and you feel you're not really finding a solution to the problem. It's going to be a temporary scenario, but it's almost like reaching its peak and its point. Now, the peak and point that's coming up is due to Pluto going direct, especially working alongside with Saturn. What you're going to find is those things are going to really be deeply revealed in the first week, especially moving into, I'd say between the 8th or the 10th. Hi, Giggle. You're going to find that a lot of these energies are going to, even if you don't have a solution, it's reaching its peak point. You need to understand and accept these transformations that are occurring. And I do feel you guys are feeling really unhinged to the point where it's like, when are these changes going to stop? Well, you're changing, though, and this is the thing. So we directly affect, and I'm seeing a lot of timeline jumps, especially with the Schumann resonance. Both Giggle and I were discussing it this morning, and you'll find it pushes you into a different frequency, but it also shifts because your mindset's shifting, which theoretically, when you're getting into the 12th house, it's deemed as Pisces. It's your psychic intuition when it comes to these things. And I'll pull, I don't know why, but I'm going to pull chakra cards. Let's see. And a lot of crown chakra has been coming up in all the reads. Now, we did in October have, and this, not October, we did in September have the Pisces moon, being the 12th house of our subconscious mind. I'm still feeling that energy there. And I was also talking to Mark from Intuitive Perceptions. Now, with him, both of us were bouncing off with the astrology, and we were looking at why I kept hearing Pisces in my mind. And again, it is connected to Neptune, which is the distortion, you know, it's also your dream state. It's, how do I put it? Your dreams versus reality, which is coming through. Now, with Saturn and Pluto retrograde, what you find is it gives us this time to actually have some time to reflect over what those things were. And I feel we're coming into this real stark reality of what's real versus what's not. But because we're jumping timelines and we're energetically shifting, what you're finding is what you like suddenly has to rejig and change. And then it comes to a closure point again in the healing sense, and then it's occurring again. So this deep transformation you're going through feels like a wormhole of multiple tunnels. Now, it's in 3 different areas of your life. 3 major areas of your life. It is also trusting your higher conscious, okay? Because I'm saying the Holy Trinity. You're trusting in the process of what you're sensing. I bloody knew it. Okay. Now, you've got intuition, right? Inspiration, intuition, crown chakra, which again, I was saying 12th house. In your financial sector, with your money and your work. Purple, 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 in different areas of your life. Now, this has been coming through in all the zodiac signs, which is the reason why I'm saying Pluto going direct, which is births, deaths, and endings. Saturn's already direct. They're meeting up together to take the information together to push you forward. The reason 12th house is coming up so high, it is a healing. Use your amethyst to get your energy grounded. Drink fluid. The Schumann resonance, keep an eye on it because it's going to affect your ascension symptoms. You're going to be getting massive downloads. You will get fatigued. But every area of your life is shifting. Now, this is for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. You guys are assessing situations around you, and I'm going to look at the signs and tune into each one, and I'm going to be pulling cards per zodiac sign. And for those of you that do comment directly after the video is watched, the most comments per zodiac sign in this video will get an additional video depending on which signs are coming through, and I'm going to gauge them between all the elements. Now, Aries, you guys are really holding back. You've already formed your decision, okay? you formed your decision, but you're assessing things and you know the solution, but it's like you're trying to really anchor that energy in. You're trying to get to a point where you can accept that factor. You're at a pivotal point where you're ready to actually react. It's not a nice feeling, okay? Hi, Luciana. It's not a nice feeling, but you're angry with something. It could be, look, when I say angry, I feel it's at yourself because you're feeling you're shifting your frequency, but it's like old energies are coming in and they're trying to keep you where you were, but this is what's actually liberating you. It's pushing you forward. With the inspiration in reverse, you guys all with the fire signs need to get your energy balanced, because what's happening is these transformations are happening so frequently that it can be that in your life in different areas, especially with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn, it's really, really hitting you where you're needing to get to a place where you can have something that is stable. And this year was really discussed that way, that we would need to be very careful to constantly anchor our energy in because of the shifts and the changes. Now, with Uranus retrograde, this is a 7-year cycle, I believe. Now, we're already in the first year of the training wheels of it. So the adjustment when it comes to that transit is our spirituality, what we're anchoring into, how we're transforming, what we like versus what we don't like. That's shifting, okay? Now, it can feel scary because the Taurus energy inside of that planet doesn't want to shift. It's very rigid with its thinking. This is what looks nice, but with the other planets interacting with it, it's like, no, we're not going to let you stay that way. You have to constantly shift. So for Taurus energies in particular, it will be hard, but for us collectively, it is regardless, especially for the fire signs, because our energy of what we like is shifting. It's a bit like, as we've transformed, bang, we're transforming again, and that's your crowning energy. So some of these things you're physically not going to see. Especially I researched the owl totem, and that has been coming up quite a bit for the month of October. So when my spirit guides come to me and I'm tuning into animal totems and things to that degree, spiders are coming up quite a lot, ladybugs, beetles. It is all connected to spirituality, especially with the owl totem. What you'll find is it's deeply spiritual, but it's also the message that it's almost like a loner. It's a hunter. It's deeply intuitive. And as an owl personality, what you'll find is tribes and friends won't be around, but you've got to practice all your six senses when it does come to your intuitive perception of situations. Yes, and bluebirds as well. But the deep messages that are coming through is at a subconscious level, you might be in hermit mode, assessing situations. And I've said this for the last 3 months, and I really feel it's due to the eclipses, is that we're physically getting to a point that 5D versus the 3D, it's not matching, but we don't quite know why. It's we're building that subconscious mind with the Schumann resonance, where the downloads of what we're receiving and feeling is very different to the stark reality of what's occurring on the 3D, but it's because we're shifting into different timelines. We're actually purging quite a bit as well, but it's happening very sharp and fast. We're going to tune into what these things are. Now, your belief system's connected to cash components is shifting. And this is a very deep spiritual lesson, okay? With the energy of finances, of what you feel is emotionally, spiritually, physically abundant, that's shifting. Now, your mindset is what it used to be. There you go, deep learning, scholarship. On this transformation energy, on the green, lacking in, like the inspiration in reverse is you're detaching from things that previously were connected in. And this, how do I put it? At a financial level, your beliefs connected to it now are very different. So you're weighing up the pros and cons in a scale setting of what you believe previously to what you believe now and how you want to proceed forward. Some of you feel like there's walls constantly coming up. So when you're proceeding forward, your want is to be successful. Your want is to finally get that that rainbow, because you feel like you've been riding that rainbow, but every time you reach the end of it, the rainbow has not ended. It's like another wall. So you're not understanding why that's occurring, but it's transforming your belief connected to manifestation. But this is causing massive transformations in your life. It's also giving you a lot of tools. And, you know, when these walls come up against, it's almost like when you're walking through the fire, you're saying to yourself, I can't do this, I don't know if I can go on, and then bang, you're taking it down to the here and now and breaking it down into little processes and proceeding forward because there's no choice. And then after the fact, you're like, wow, I can't believe I just achieved that. Gee, I can achieve anything. These transformations are helping you move hell and high water, so to speak. Let's get into what they want us to know. Some of you are feeling quite disconnected. This can be from a love interest. This can be separating, but this is your crowning energy. So overall in your life, this separation is helping you have this transformation, but it also is suddenly you might energetically, with the Pluto direct, feeling as though something is shifting, and you know, in you, it's transforming you, but it's that process is necessary. So I feel you're going to leave some situations behind. This can be a job, it can be a way of being, but I feel you're torn in two directions and you're wanting to manifest this. Now, this manifestation of what you're trying to achieve and your goal and your target in your life, these things that you've been working towards, I feel you're going to find solutions in the first 2 weeks. So for those solutions, suddenly this manifestation of what you've been trying to create, I feel you're going to find a solution to it. So if you've had a problem and you've found it hard to get things off the ground, with Pluto going direct, there can be tower moments occurring, but it is causing a solution at the same time. So it's whatever's built on a non-solid foundation, they've been trying to get off the ground most of this year, especially, you're going to find this has created a very strong backbone, but it's also going to show you some solutions as to what you can do. Now, again, I am seeing a lot of networking when it comes to your finance, your career. You're going to have some golden opportunities come. You're also looking at different ways you can rise above situations, and it's created a great deal of wisdom. So it hasn't been in vain. Everything you've gone through is for the beach, so to speak. Again, purple. Look, don't be so hard on yourself. Some of you feel you might have missed an opportunity, but again, what you've learned, you're going to be taking with you. So if you're working on different things and you're wondering if all of your horizons are going to be wonderful, it is saying it is. And I'm seeing a massive shift happen between October and the end of the year, especially for spiritual connections. This is coming through for you guys, and I'm aching to come to you for the TF update. Yeah, massive transformations in your financial sector, as well as what you're passionately connected to. So some of you may have a complete career change, but I'm also feeling that the movement in it is felt quite slow, but it is moving into high gear. Other people who aren't actually putting the work in, I feel it's going to be to your benefit. Some of you might be feeling you're doing a lot of work and other people around you aren't. This can be in your work domain. This can be you working on your finances. You're intuitively guided to follow your hunches right now, okay? So with your hunches, if you're sensing something, you know, your 12th house, this is for all the fire signs, and then I'm going to go individual card-wise, you know, for what's coming through individually. This is the overall energy first, and I'll get deep into the love read. So the evolution of what's going on, if you're intuitively sensing something, yeah, other people are looking at you like you're batshit crazy. Trust your intuition. This is a time when that transformation is really helping you guys move into a preparedness for the end of the year. anything you're working on with your finances, yes, it's transforming, okay? But you're being wise with the cash. You're also holding things, but don't hold on too tightly, because what you find in a manifestation sense is if you're holding on too tightly, it prevents the inflow. So if you want to donate, it can balance that energy out. Definitely balance your lower chakras when it comes to that frequency, because your manifestation force sense comes from the lower ones being blocked. Once that's flowing correctly, you find as long as you've purged that factor and you understand everything that you need is always coming to you, it directly flows to you. But when you're mentally processing that factor on a financial level, what happens is you're blocking it, not on purpose, but because an energy is being purged out of your system. You guys feel stuck, but it's moving. So don't get mad at yourself. Again, other people around you could potentially be triggering you. Other people are not putting the work in that they really need to do. And also, some of you might be deeply reflecting on past tense actions versus what's going on now. Some of you might have given to people that just weren't deserving. And you're weighing the pros and cons up because you're seeing the truth of the matter now. And this is reaching a solution point. It's ending that situation. So this third eye processing you're going through, I call it the 7 stages of healing. It's going to release something in you that is going to help you manifest and bring all those good things towards you. Now, with work environment, alignment comes up, okay? I feel with the financial domain, it is getting you to a point where you're having an aha moment. Now, 2 things are going to happen. A, do you love the job? B, what is the work you're putting into it? Are you putting in more versus what you're getting out? Again, something is shifting in that. If you're passionate about it and you're doing it simply because you love it, deep, beautiful things are going to come towards you. If you're not, it's a blockage in the heart chakra, okay? Because, and there's 2 energies coming through now. I knew this was going to happen. With your alignment, what is not meant to be there for you will be taken from you. But if you're on your authentic truth, what is meant to be there for you, regardless, you're going to have a good outcome. So don't get scared, especially with Pluto going direct. What will happen is, if it's meant to be there for you, that aspect of employment, that field of work, it's going to stay. But if you anchor that energy in and know that this has been a long time coming, it's just not balanced for you, by releasing it and networking, you're actually bringing that energy in for the new frequency to come in for you. Make good choices when it comes to this, and the Pluto won't affect you as much. But if you are not in your authentic truth, it will directly affect you, and it's going to happen anyway. Your family domain, there's great healing going on. Now, I feel you guys looking back on situations, and I don't know why I'm hearing the butterfly effect. But the key energy of what's coming through, I'm also seeing tests. I'm seeing doctor's appointments. I'm seeing things to those degrees that you're wanting to have a look at. And 2 cards fell out in this location, so I'm going to channel both of them. Now, again, you're thinking on some things and you're thinking back, and it's like pieces of the puzzle coming together and it's starting to make sense. And I'm seeing an owl on the card in the corner, and I broke a nail the other day, so my twin's like, get out of your ego, who cares? What you're feeling versus what you're seeing isn't matching. And that's what I was talking about with the owl totem. It's like you might be quite disconnected from your tribe in order to actually gain some perspective. Now, separation happens in many ways. Some of us look at it as you're just not together. No. Sometimes it can be where physically on your side of the fence and their side of the fence, both individuals. This can be in your family, within connections, within employment, where suddenly you're off training, or your partner's working a lot and so are you, and you're super busy. So the separation can be like a hermit mode phase. It also can be where you reject or don't want to be around particular individuals all of a sudden, and it's because you're going through a spiritual transformation. And your crowning energy, fire signs, is very much this is what's going on. So suddenly I feel you guys are going to be all over the place, and then a temporary halt into hermit mode frequency, but it's really spiraling you through where you're jumping leaps and bounds. So that temporary stop, especially when things are taken from us, you're always divinely protected, so trust in that process. Your intuition is telling you something is shifting. Now, I do feel this also is a lot of throat chakra coming through for you guys, but you're choosing whether to say something or whether to not. You're seeing the falseness in a family-related dynamic, and this can be a tribe. I don't know. I keep hearing, is this connected to me any longer? Is this a me problem? Is this a you problem? Really choose your battles. And we're going to have to be very careful this week. There is a lot of ego going on. This can be external to you. It doesn't have to be you guys, but there is, and it feels like you're being bombarded. So you're really rejecting it and you're wanting to get away from these scenarios. Yeah, temptation. Okay, you know what you want. People can be pulling you back, but you're going, no, I want to proceed forward. You're seeing the falseness. And I do feel with the 12th house, it's like you deeply know. You just know because you know. Yeah, what you're not connected to. And look, I'm even feeling people's opinions connected to your romantic life, your family. And this with the nose in Cancer and Capricorn is, you know, we're moving into a frequency of Capricorn this week. So work is going to be hugely highlighted. Definitely with the Pluto energy. It's going to be about with your work and your family, your work and your love. You're trying to balance your whole life. And this is for all signs, but definitely fire signs. So you're seeing the falseness of it. You definitely know you're not passionate about something that's going on. It needs to shift and change. And you're trying to find solutions in that dynamic. And I do feel a lot of, I don't even feel conversations going on. You choose to do what you choose to do, but it can be some manipulation going on. This can be also connected to karmic frequencies where they're trying to bring you back. It's kept, again, you got intuition and you got thought. Same thing, third eye. So healing, it's seeing the truth. I'm going to pull another one of these cards. So is this going to be seen? Because I'm picking you guys, no. Yeah, it's not stable. So a foundation is being affected at the moment. This can be in home. This can be your physical home. It can be a romantic connection. The way it's being operated and handled and balanced, you know it needs to change by the end of the year. So if your intuition is telling you, look, I'm seeing this and it's just not balanced and there's something I need to shift around, because A, you could be getting very tired. B, you're spreading yourself too fine among too many things. What you're not seeing is this harmony is going to come, but your subconscious mind is telling you that something needs to shift, right? This is about the harmony. Definitely use your amethyst this month to help that. And again, I'm saying two birds in a nest. I don't know if you can see it. A bird, and it's like they're sitting in a nest. And we were just discussing the home-related environment in reverse. And when I see this, upright, there's Christmas lights in the background. So it always tells me that, and again, being a number 4, next year is a vibrational number 4 year. So what you'll find is by the end of the year, preparing for 2020, which is what this astrology is doing to us, shelter, safety, nurturing, warmth. What's not meant for you is going. That could be a house and you could shift. Everything will protect you though. It's there for your transformation. This harmony is coming. So even through these moments of transition that you guys have felt you've been going through for 3 years, it's reaching its end. It's pushing you to the point where you won't want to go backwards because you're going forwards. Yeah, Forward to happier times, forward to better frequency. Sigh in reverse, moving away. So what you're not saying is this is coming. This balance is coming in your life. You will have the power to do that. But this transformation this month is where it's going to be really busy. You will find October to be very, very fast-paced energy. You're also going to find it to be something that you're going to feel like everything's coming at you, and various emotions. Get yourself anchored in. Make sure you are aware of the astrology so you understand why this is happening and how other people are reacting. Definitely be mindful of moon phases. We do have the Aries moon coming up, which when you look at Chiron, our wounds, the way we're going to relate to them is going to be unique with the Aries moon. And the reason why I say that is because it's what you want versus what other people want. So potentially the trigger point of a push-pull is going to be there for the first 2 weeks. So if you're in your awareness of that each has their own perspective and perception, you're going to keep more grounded. Now, I'm going to pull a card per zodiac, per sign. You guys are up in your head. You're thinking way too much, because even the way the downloads are coming is coming through that way. It's like you're thinking of too many things. Aries. Motivation. Again, I'm seeing with the red, this is connected to a home-related dynamic. And I'm going to pull additional to channel that information. You're deeply passionate about things. You can be very angry right now. Yeah, I'll try and do tomorrow, which will be, I've got to think now before I channel. Tomorrow, theoretically, will be the same time. So I'll probably do it at the same time as now, for the updates for the twin flame and the moon. Okay, Aries. Uranus retrograde is affecting you quite a bit, okay, because this is a Taurus energy. But it's also the balance of knowing where manipulation is and where it's not, and balancing things out in your life, but also what you're spiritually connected to is really going to change, okay? So suddenly your motivation in particular areas at a home-related dynamic, where you feel home, how you are feeling home, understanding that all those tactile things that you accumulate and have in your home, you may be rejecting. You may feel that that is not what makes a home. And it's interesting because this transformation, and I was mentioning finances, all of a sudden you're detaching from that and you're realizing you are the home. Those financial things aren't giving you the satisfaction that they used to give. It doesn't mean to say that you're not going to get things that you're actually wanting, but I feel your energy is shifting in that area where it's becoming different. You could be attracted to new things. You could be becoming very creative. But at the same time, financially speaking, you're bringing balances so you can have the things that you feel are spiritually connected to you in an asset sense. Something you're not enjoying, you're not talking to someone. This could be connected to family, connected to a work-related domain. You know the truth, okay? You know the truth in the situation. I'm feeling like when we pull a chakra card, I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to come up. But this can come up quite aggressively. It's going to come out of nowhere because you've got visualization in reverse. It's also that you just don't want to see that anymore and you're trying to move away from it. It's a very funny energy, okay? It feels like you don't like this frequency. So it's like you're trying to avoid it. Actions speak louder than words I'm hearing. So, yeah, I knew it. Conversation. It's going to come up and it's going to come up nasty, and it'll be by the Aries moon because this lotus flower reminds me of Chiron. The Aries moon, for you guys, you're going to come to your true core sense by the Aries moon. Whatever is needing to end is going to come up. It's something at a foundational level. seeing the error of it, seeing what needs to change. It's coming to the forefront. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, because you know where you're going now. Because this drops down to a 7. So it's like you've made your decision. You know where you want to go. You've seen the truth of situations. And you're ready to move your life forward. It's a positive thing, though. Like, you know, don't feel that, like, for the energies that are blocking Aries, this is where the conversation's going. For the passion they're moving towards, it's different in a vibration. It's like, and they look relieved. They're like, oh, I should have seen this coming. Oh, I knew this was going to come up. But it's like piecing the pieces together. The planet's shifting is bringing it to the forefront. It's a good thing. It needs to happen. It's overdue. Okay, let's tune into Leo, and then we'll get deep into the romance read. But your minds at the moment, geez Louise, all of the fire signs, you're deep in your head. Okay, for Leo, you're saying that you haven't been giving yourself the time of the day as much. A lot of people have been needing on you. It's been directly affecting you. You're also wanting your romance to get back in balance, but you may also be looking at what is and what isn't balanced. Some of you directly know something has come to a halt. Some of you also know that you need to be your own best friend. But some of you are pausing on a thing, and this can be a real problem. If you're in a connection, and you may have been wanting to get out of it because you feel it's not vibrationally in alignment, you know, potentially I feel for Leos, you guys may be doing two things. It's almost like if there was a scenario that played out, it gave you permission to reject it. This is when you're sitting on a fence in a connection. And this is what's coming through. So, you know, journey in reverse to me is hermit mode. When you've come to a point, you're going through a healing, and self-love is about your power, your ability to choose. But when you're on the fence and you're like, suddenly this person is acting really nice, but I've spiritually disconnected from it. It's then that you have to use your power and just say, look, they could be the best thing since sliced cheese, but are they your sliced cheese? And if they're not your sliced cheese, like all of a sudden your lesson will be, hey, we're being really nice now because we really do like you, but do you like them? And then it's the alignment of, are you going to continue down this path with this transformation? Or have you transformed so much so that, in fact, this person, even if they weren't the best thing since sliced cheese, they just don't fit your paradigm? It's, you know, because being in your authentic, you know, the foundation is there, but I feel the lesson is it your foundation? Is it to do, you know, the knowledge that you're possessing? You've got two foundational cards. So family-related dynamic, 5 and 7. 5s is about change. So something in you spiritually has changed. Also, in the past, it was affecting your health as well as it was affecting you manifesting things, your finances, right? And now suddenly you're looking at yourself and it's like, do I have, and this can be for some women, you know, wondering why this has been happening, feeling like you wanted to be the feminine, but suddenly having to constantly be the masculine, so much so that you've become the masculine and the feminine in one. And you're looking at the fact that you can do all these things on your own. So then it resolves down to, I'm choosing to have a connection. Now, if I have achieved all these things, and this can be for men as well, if I can do all these things, the only reason you have a connection is for a connection. So is it enough for that factor? So with your work, your vibrations changed. With the things you want and the manifestation, the fair-based frequencies being purged and pushed to the side, and you're ready to fiercely move forward, but you're effectively shifting that foundation. That foundation will be stable for a very long time to come with your actions, okay? I have a very good feeling for Leos with their transformation. They're a bit scared, but look out. Don't mess with the Leo. The Leo is going to go leaps and bounds. Don't mess with the Leo. I'm seeing a resurrection of Leo coming through to the point where it's like, the show of what you'd been showing has been like, make kitty cat. Now how it's coming up is, don't you sass me. Did you think I didn't have it in me? You have trained me to be this. My life has trained me to be this lioness or tiger. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Don't mess with the Leo this month, I'm telling you. Let's move on to Sagittarius. Yeah, you're wanting some peace and shut mouth. Peace and bloody shut mouth. No matter where you're going, you can't hide. Why is the universe being so bloody mean to you? You're going to work, BS. You're coming home, you got BS. You go, and it's just, it's not so much that it's BS. It's just where you spiritually are at the moment, because you're changing, you're changing, you're changing. And it's sort of like you need some meditation time. So it's no shade on any department or thing you're dealing with. It's rather the fact that you're going to sit through such a deep transformation that you're needing that time. You're not happy. You're feeling a bit off. You're feeling icky. You're working. You're spiritually working. You're busting your hind, and you're like, I want a reward. I need something out of this. But again, the spiritual vibration of this transformation is, what have you learned through this process? What is an alignment of you needing to actually take a bit of time out and not be everything? And I think all of us spiritually going through that, but try and find forgiveness in that. Your family, the foundation is being worked on, but I'm hearing don't put all your eggs in one basket. Need to meditate on a situation. This can be connected to two things. Now, this can be two things. You and your partner, you and two children. Again, the feather denotes meditation. And the brown has come up as well in family, which again is our power core sense. I'm seeing solar plexus and sacral chakra. Your creativity, again, caution what you say. Think before you speak, because a lot of information is coming to you guys, but you know, you might not be seeing the whole picture yet, because there's an experience you need to live through first, and some information in the next 2 weeks going to come. Let's pull a clarifier on that. Yeah, happier times are coming, but a happy solution is coming as well. Some of you also, be cautious with what you're feeling about work, because that's shifting too, right? And with your work domain, I'm feeling as though with all these heavy things that have been coming at you, some of you might be ready to tap out and shift career. It could be the same career, but just a different work environment. But if it's forcing you to do such, it's giving you a physical new foundation. But I am seeing more money coming in, but I'm also seeing long distance. Now, I don't know what that's connected to. Some of you may move for this. Some of you also might be getting to a point where it's going to take you the distance. But I do see a temporary retreat. This can be something that you're due to do in order to have this recuperation factor. I'm feeling creative. Creative in a sense that a new idea is going to come. Now we're going to get deep into the romance read. I'm going to get these cards ready. Which deck should I use? I don't know why I'm guided to use another deck. Fire signs for the romance sector. What messages do we need to see? I just feel with Sagittarius, you guys want to run away somewhere, but I feel it's for hermit mode, just for a bit of meditation time. You might just be in general with your family in hermit mode. And the top card on the deck was separation. But the separation, again, I'm not feeling physical separation, as in permanently. I'm feeling more a time to meditate, to choose what to do. Okay, transformation is happening within your spiritual connection, within your romance house. You're not seeing, some of you might be reassessing with what you're doing in your connection. Your crowning energy is in reverse. Appreciation, spiritual and emotional reconnection. Some of you might be feeling unappreciated. Some of you, this is a trigger to understand, how do I put it? Some of you feel your partner doesn't appreciate you. Now, I'm not feeling this to be bad. I'm feeling it's meditation. What you've done versus what they've done, an understanding of things, really seeing the past versus the present moving forward and what needs to be achieved. You're also going to have some power in this. You're looking at what you feel magic is, what you feel a magic connection is, and who that person is. Some of you don't want to be working all the time. You want to be spending more time with your connection, but you feel work or some spiritual work is taking you away from this connection. And some of you might be tempted to actually, like I say, tap out. Is this connected to me? The message is inside you. You know, in your heart, go deep inside your heart. There is positive things coming and you feel it at a vibrational level. I feel really pay attention to your vibration this month, guys, because if you suddenly are tuning into a person, I feel you're going to hear from them. Massive changes in your world are happening. That is directly impacting your romantic sector. You guys really need to communicate. I do feel communication coming in for those of you who aren't in contact. Okay, fire signs. The way you're coming into it is you feel you're getting a lot of signs, right? Again, I'm seeing the feather on the card to this side here. And it's that you're seeing this person in a very positive light. You're seeing them with peace. This is your romantic interest you're drawn to. Now, it doesn't even have to be the person with, I hope so. But the person you're in love with and you feel that is this deep spiritual connection. The new way of being, you're tempted, you know, you're coming from a place of heart, you're getting a lot of signs and you're feeling as though you're knowing the truth. Now, there is a lot of cloud around you, but you're seeing the truth. You're being shown the truth through your crown. You also understand that with your power, you are balancing your own energy out to get to a point where you take your power back and speak your truth. You know what your path is. Some of you might have been going down a path the long way around, and now it's like with this energy, it's turning around where you're physically moving and getting pushed back onto that correct path. Deeply intuitive, okay? Again, this was your crowning energy, transformation. So in your overall life, what is occurring is to balance your romantic sector out. Both of you want harmony to come back. And again, I do feel this is a lot of dreams where you're having physical in the 3D or direct astral dreams that you're actually dreaming of each other. And the message is inside you, as in you know it's coming. You know this is balancing. Now, this is communication. I really do feel communication, and it's going to make you very excited. When am I feeling this coming through? You won't see it coming, but there are things around you that have actually hindered you, fire signs. It's almost like the foundation of the things around you have been hindering you and taking a lot of your time up, and you want that balance back so that you can actually focus on your romance. Okay, you are hoping for this change, but you're wondering whether you're waiting in vain. You also feel as though, you know that you have the power to change this. You know that the power is changing this situation. You also know that these scenarios have affected you making the decisions, even though in your higher conscious mind you want this. So it's been the scenarios on the 3D that have been directly affecting your vibration. Now, you will be shown the truth of other people around you, and or if this connection is for you. I feel you're going to have an epiphany moment. Whatever this is, and I feel this is by the Scorpion moon, this is really going to show you in an illumination state where potentially you belong to yourself versus other people belong to you. This can be karmic energies, and it's going to be very fast. It's going to happen very quickly where it's going to be rejected, and you're going to be moving on to the way of dealing with your connection, the connection you choose, in a very healthy way, but it's going to be very sharp. Okay, and then we're going to pull what we need to know, what they want us to know. Okay, when it comes to your spiritual connection, you've got the Sun, so it's boding well. Also, when it comes to any of the downloads you're getting and the signs and synchronicities, what I'm being shown is you're not going to be prepared when it comes. But you're moving away from what's not meant to be. Oh, look, what's coming through on the table, this is what I'm saying. Let me break it down. If you have a person in your life that you're not in alignment with, they're going. I do feel for those that are in a third-party situation, look, a third-party situation can be work, it could be children, whatever this blockage is to make this connection balanced. I feel as though there's two energies coming through, where they were or are versus where you want to be, and that's very 5D. With that factor, this transformation is happening very quickly. It's got the Sun, okay? Now, at the heart of it, this scenarios that are being rejected, it's the pure energy of wanting the harmony back in life and allowing that wheel to turn. But it has been long overdue. And really, this rejection of this past energy is almost like purging. It very much feels like a rejection of and a bombardment. So don't be surprised if you get bombarded where you physically reject certain energies to move into a balanced way of being within the connection. I really feel sorry for the fire signs. This is an interesting evolution of what's going on. Okay, you realize what obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. So you're going to have your epiphany moment. You're also not going to be willing to work with individuals that are holding you back from your true love. You're really wanting this happiness, and I'm feeling this anxious energy, like I'm tired of not having this balance. I'm tired of not having things where I want them to be. You know that your partner energy, your love interest energy is being super patient, and that's angering you as well. You feel this has no purpose anymore. You've learnt your lesson, and you're willing to cooperate with your psychic downloads. Any questions? I feel, and I'm going to be doing updates mid-month and maybe even weekly, but at the end of the day, whatever you guys are going through this week, I'm seeing a lot of fives on the table. Lots of changes happening to push you where you need to be. These changes can affect you, but you're going to know if it's meant to be, it's going to be. If it's not, either it's going to be forcibly shifted. Where's that other deck? It's going to be a change for the better, okay? And I did see the Tower, but you need to choose what needs to go. Again, do some meditation. And feel free now to hit me with the questions while I'm clearing up. I just had a breakdown when... Yeah, do a bit of meditation, Madonna, okay? Because, look, if something has been moved out of your life, it was meant to go. And, look, a lot of separately, people who are on a spiritual path at the moment are going through another major shift. Now, that major shift is to put you in a place where you're meant to be. That's why I said we're doing timeline jumps. So all of a sudden you'll feel like, hey, I thought I had all of this covered, and then bang, it's changing again. I mean, mine's changing. The way I'm coming to you guys, you know, I'm trying to get that foundation sorted, which will take me a few weeks. I've already got the ball rolling for it. And then again, the way I come to you will be different. And I'll have to sage these cards. Yeah, it is a lot of bold needing to go. Like I said, this mindset of the fire signs at the moment is almost like I need glasses. That's the feeling that comes through. It's like this constant bombardment of so many things in their head. It needs to be cleared. I mean, you have a lot of crown chakra, but you've got a lot of third eye. Your third eye versus what you're sensing. You need to come to a place where you gain that relationship back with your, not, how do I put it? Your intuition's perfect. But it's the fact that you're very angry with yourselves at the moment. And these changes are happening necessarily because we need to. It's not comfortable, but it's definitely, you're up in your third eye at the moment. It's really causing distortion. Yeah, it's mush. I mean, even trying to channel the fire signs, it's like, there you go. I need to crack my neck. It's like, it is so blurry. Like the thoughts and the things coming into your mind. You know where you want to be. You know what you want. So it's not that you haven't had that download. You have. It's the BS meter is at 10, I'd say, being the highest. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys, where that's the threshold. That's when the third eye no longer exists. Or like, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this. And you're pushing through. So even if theoretically we had a purge to do, what I'm feeling is you've already reached that threshold. You've reached that threshold and you're going to move through it. Made a mistake of trying to start school after 20 years of being out. Feel like I needed. Look, it will balance. It's just the fact that at the moment there's been so many downloads. Human resonance really heavy. We're feeling out of our depth because of where the planets are, because Pluto going direct, it's like shifting you. It's never wasted. Don't feel you're wasting, you know, the situation. It's just you're actually ahead of your game. You're thinking, God, after 20 years, you've gone back on, right? No, polar opposite. You're preparing because 2020, we need to be doing things in a different way. So it'll probably be quite unique what you're actually looking at in a sense of education. What are you doing? What are you researching, April? What are you educating yourself in? I mean, look, theoretically, you don't even, nursing, there's nothing wrong with that. Perfect. But you know what you might find is suddenly you'll go, hey, I'm doing nursing, and then bang. And this is the Taurus energy in Uranus, okay? And that's why it's happening, love, is because we're having spiritual upgrades. All of a sudden, you might be going, I want to get into nursing, and then bang, you get into aromatherapy. But trust it. Just go through that process. And I know because I started nursing school and it was like, dang, man, we're going into units. We're going into, you know, the DNA. I know what you're talking about. The books, yay high. And you're going, it's educational. But look, I had sticky notes everywhere. I had them on my computer. But trust the process, trust it, you know, and go with the flow, but don't feel you may go into it for a bit and go, this isn't for me, but don't do it because you're scared. Do it because you have decided and anchored that energy in that's not for you. But life challenges in school, look, the best nurses are the older nurses, and no shade on younger ones, but your mindset coming to it is coming from life experience. So your bedside manner is going to be perfect for that domain, in my opinion. And I've met wonderful nurses, wonderful doctors, wonderful carers of different ages. I was quite young when I started, but definitely your life experience does help. Any other questions? Thank you, Parry Girl. Yeah, you have good bedside manner, and you're bringing your life experience. You bring, you know, it could be you're a parent and you're taking that with you. You've got the empath aspect. You also dealt with birth, death, life, you know, so it depends on. But when you go into any career and you're training, and this is what's coming through with these signs as well, especially with the planets being in Uranus and Taurus, it's like the things that you found were great, you trial, and then you're like, okay, maybe I need to shift that. Maybe maybe this isn't who I am, but you don't know until you try, and then you shift, and you might be doing, you know, more work to do with children, or it might be naturopathy, or it could be organic therapy. You know what I mean? Physio. You branch out, you find your niche, because that's part of you actually investing in your life process. Any other questions? We've been on here for over an hour. Jeez Louise, and I was ready to do the, my twin's going to kill me. But this was the air, this was the, yeah, the fire signs. So you guys boggled my mind today. I'm going to clear this room before I do air signs. Much appreciated. If you need a booking, the link will be below. Some of the schedule is blocked off. I will be unblocking it because I'm getting care for the kids. But yes, definitely, if you need an emergency reading, touch base with me via the website, and I can tune psychically. The reading psychically, and I am going to do a live session soon to answer some of your questions and give you a quick freebie to give you an idea of how I directly tune into people. It's very different to the cards. Okay, I'll see you soon. I'll be back shortly.